Jets down to the bottom. It gets picked off. 10-5 touchdown. Mac Jones, clean pocket up top, has his receiver to this game. As it's down the field, Pickett buying time. It's bump coverage downfield. Screen here with some blocks out in front. Connor jukes back in, and it's an easy escort. Mac Jones across the middle towards the end zone. As he gets a good step, it's out for him. And they will swing it out for Godwin, who will give us the lead. Because we're bringing Engage 8 every time. Let them score. Field as he's got space. And back in the end zone, Pickett. He loads up, throwing it as far as he can, and it is picked. The Jets inevitably win this game, and it wouldn't help that the next game we would drop as well. Do pick up the win against the Patriots the following week, as it's a throw to the sideline that's tipped and it's picked off. As we've got Godwin, if it's thrown more flat, potential to take over. It's a third pick. Fantastic pressure hits, ball pops out, it's still out, and it's a fourth turnover. Set, we've got Dotson who gets the catch. As there's not much, he shakes one and gets into the end zone. Past the 10, it's in an open space, but it is far too far downfield, but that is game. And to make matters even worse, offense didn't show up for the next game either. And after that episode's performance, we've put ourselves in a tough spot to close out the season. Last time, we only won 1 of 5 games, leaving us with 4 remaining. And right now, we are 2 behind the Steelers. Now, if we were to get into the playoffs, it pretty much has to be winning the division. And the Steelers, they have themselves a much easier set of games today, as we do not face each other head on head. They're facing 3 of the 4 NFC North teams and the Broncos, most of which are around 500, if not below. Meanwhile, we have teams that are pretty much vibing for first in their division as well. So we've got to put our best foot forward. We're jumping into each and every one of these games until it is clear that the division is gone from us. So let's jump on in game 1 here against the Jaguars. And we'll get started with the Jaguars in possession. Now, as you can tell, we're a little bit into this game. It was Kenny Pickett who just threw a pick. Bryce Young, he scrambles, picking up 9. Now, kind of going off of some of the changes that we made last episode to the DB group, kind of switching up that slot corner. We switched up a little safety work, as there's Gross Matos with a tackle for a loss. But we have made a couple changes, mostly at the safety spot in any base packages. Pinnock is out there instead of Cross, though all safeties are going to be out there for the nickel dime sets. And the defense would once again come through for us, getting that stop, forcing the field goal attempt here after the interception, in which puts the Jaguars on top. Oh, following that, offense has finally gotten into plus territory. We got about a minute and a half here left in the first quarter. Goes airborne Connor, hurtling over the block. We'll get a first down to the 32. Coincidentally, he also has 32 rushing yards so far in this one. Kenny Pickett, he's missed some throws. We've also had some drops. Passing game continues to just be all over the place. As he spins, he misses Brenton Strange. That leaves him 2 of 6 to get going, including that interception, which got us going here today. We got a nice counter down the middle. Connor, he picks up the first. 8 rushes, 43 yards. Now, as a reminder from last episode, we are going to be without Stallings until the end of this season. If we get into the playoffs, he might make a return. So it's got to be Connor to help lead the way. And as I say that, he's also going to be headed to the sideline. Now, that has been a common occurrence for him this season. 30 years old, a lot of carries means that he leaves the field about once a game. Israel checks in. He's got space down the middle and slips by the safety. We have taken the lead. Running back 3 with some impressive blocking. So, of course, as we continue going through this game, also keep an eye down below at the score tracker to see if any games are going our way, primarily if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose. That's what we need. We also need to win this game. Jaguars driving yet again. We're a couple minutes into the second quarter, and it is dropped. Catch ourselves a little bit lucky that time. Sticking now with a spread look. They got trips up top, 2 down below. Bryce Young, the quarterback. He's got some time. Going up top, puts it on his man who just can't stay in bounds. Amari Cooper, his first catch, down to the 3. Which they change up the look entirely. It's a heavy set. That's James Cook down to the 1. If our defense yet again could get a stop down by the end zone, that would be great. Bryce Young, he looks to throw. Pass rush forces him to evade. He will throw away. 3rd and goal. A chance to force the field goal yet again. It's a shotgun look. 2 tight ends towards the top. They will hand it off. Cook gets stopped by Dennis. It will be a field goal attempt here, at least you would imagine. They bring out the unit. This would still keep them down, though, 7-6, as they will kick it, and that will be the score. Now trying to maintain and, if not, grow that lead. A penalty helps out the offense. We're down to the 35. Coming out under center. We hand it off. Connor back in the game. He's finding some yards down the middle, picks up 5. He's at just over 6 yards a carry, and that's really what we need. We need a steady run game to help out a fluctuating passing game, as Pickett cannot escape. Evans with the sack. Looked like he maybe could have got away, but he ended up getting caught. 3rd and 11. We look to go with a screen. We've got some blockers out in front, though we don't utilize them all too well. And Zaloni brings down Connor, and it will be a field goal? No. We keep the offense out there. Brandon Graham, the former guard turned fullback, he heads out as it's play action. Kenny Pickett going downfield for the touchdown instead. Chig Okonkwo putting us up now by 8. And as we were moving forward, that score would not hold long. 52 yards, Nico Collins gets the touchdown, and they will go back down by 1. Now, as we have all of our timeouts, just over a minute left, the 39-yard line, we know that's where we need to get for a field goal attempt. As Kenny Pickett rolls, he's got his receiver downfield. He finds Washington on what was kind of a comeback, a deep comeback. They'll end up getting us most of the way there, about 12 yards away. Bunch to the left-hand side, still have all of our timeouts. As Pickett, he goes to run, he takes some contact, but he will get close to the first down. They mark it 2nd and inches, 20 seconds left. And right now, the biggest thing is to get into range. If we've got time left over, we can go for some shots towards the end zone. As Connor, he finds some space running through. We called that 2nd timeout well in range. So what we could try from here is a shot towards the end zone. Now, they are double stacking the coverage to the right-hand side. Got safety help over the top on the left. Just need to make sure we play things smart. As Pickett will just make things easier, sliding down awkwardly. Let the clock run to a couple seconds left. We'll call that timeout, and the field goal unit would head out. Ryland to extend that lead before half. He's pushing it, and it's off the upright. It will stay 14-13 at half. Now, as we get underway in the second half, it was 4th down. We had a penalty. Now, Jaguars down to the 16, as they're looking to finally find their touchdown here, as we've stopped them most of the time that they've actually been down here. They did get that 1 touchdown that was well from actually past midfield, a 52-yarder. As it's thrown up to Kyle Pitts, it's a decent gain. Make it 3rd and 7. They're down to the 10. First down for them is just in front of the 6. They'll go with an empty set. 3 down to the bottom, 2 up top, as they have their guy Pitts sitting underneath. Though that's kind of where the defense has found their success, just protecting the end zone, leaving those things underneath. They have a fresh set of downs. As Bryce Young looks to throw to the flat again, going back to Pitts. That's 3 straight plays. Bryce Young 14 of 21 on the day, and I'm sure a good bit of those have gone to this tight end. Second and goal, it's the goal line set. As they do hand it off, lead blockers not gonna clear the way. Miller is stuffed. Brandon Smith getting the stop. Now they will stick with the same look on third. Back down the middle and slipping by Gross Matos. Kendre Miller gives the Jags the lead. And if that wasn't enough for him, as we start the fourth quarter, they're back in possession and they're driving. Cook down the middle on the draw. Good juke. Gonna still fight through, be about a gain of 6 to 7. But it's important to note down below, the Lions, they're putting it to the Steelers right now, 28-14. If that score holds, it can negate any bad things happening in this game. Though obviously it would be a great opportunity to try to get one back on the Steelers. But to do that, we need a stop here defensively. They're down to the 20. 1st and 10 as they go back to an empty set. Bryce Young trying to find somewhere to go, lofting up top and just overthrowing Kyle Pitts. We could really use with a turnover here. We could force a field goal, it's the better option of any scores, but clearly being down a touchdown, we need to get the ball. As Bryce Young goes down below, fighting close to the first down, Amari Cooper gets a gain of 9. Now these short down plays have not really been great for us so far. Hard count, no one jumps. They look to throw. Young up top, knocked away. Joey Porter. But the Jags are not done. They keep their offense out. Get a stop here, and the linebackers converge. It's a turnover on downs. Technically, in a way, that is still a turnover. Well, let's jump out here with the offense, put together a good drive here, and level this game. As it's Connor down the middle, big truck stick, running through the safety as well, about gain of 9.5. He's just a few yards shy of 100. Shotgun look, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. As Kenny Pickett rolls, he's got his receiver. He finds Washington, who gets the secure grab, and the offense will go straight back to work. Now, we've got press coverage, safety's over the top, looking for a chunk play here. As long as someone can get open towards the sideline, Godwin pulls up for it. He catches it, but out of bounds. That's where you've got to have a better play from your veteran receiver. Sideline presence would have been great. Connor with some more space, truck, picking up a solid first down. That's 15 carries, 111 yards. As we're under 5 minutes left, sticking with a lot of shotgun here, trying to have a little bit of some run and pass options. As it's rolling across, we've got Pickett. He finds Godwin this time, not gonna get by the 2 defenders, but it's a big gain down to the 23. They seem to like it so much, they're gonna go with a hurry up off of it. See if we could get Connor wheeling around the edge as an option at least, or Pickett will just look to scramble, takes the hit instead of sliding down. Not often you want your quarterback taking a shot to the chin. Israel checks back in at running back. As we got some blockers to lead the way, he is in for his second of the day. He's checked in at some beautiful times with some even better blocking. But with 3:44 left, great start defense. TFL loss of 2, and we need a stop from our defense. Knocked away by Whitehead. 3rd and 12. It's thrown away by Bryce Young. We're getting the ball back with about 3 minutes left. We just need that field goal. Well, as we did last time, let's come out here with the offense. Put a drive together. We need to waste as much time as possible while still getting some points. As Pickett rolls, he's got Godwin again, who can't stay in bounds, though it was close. But it'll definitely put a lot more space between us and our own end zone, getting us closer to where we're headed. As we go with Connor, trying to get to the outside, he'll have to use some of that speed in the tank. He picks up 8. And from here, it looks like we're going to start draining some clock. We just need that field goal, though, of course, we missed the one before half. Connor picking up that first down, though, not by much. And with it, we'll head inside the 2-minute warning, the last free timeout for either side. Going into shotgun, trying to get our own halfback screen here going. Need some blocks, which we get a big one from 53, I believe is Mitchell. The absolute decleater. Leaves us with 2nd and 1 as Israel checks back in, trying to find some space down the middle. He will squeeze out the first as well, and we are inside field goal range. And this is where I expect the offense to be extremely cautious with what they try to do. Sticking with the run game, it opens up as once again Brandon Graham goes to work. Timeout starting to be called by the Jags. Honestly, probably one of the best signings we've had for this series was bringing in the practice squad guard, giving him a shot at fullback as he just continues to light dudes up. And we're about a minute away from lighting up another win in the win column. Knock on wood, fingers crossed, as long as nothing's crazy happens from here. Connor back down the middle, final timeout called by the Jags. And with a 3rd and 5, a chance to either get that first down or take it to the 4th quarter and let the clock drain. Take that field goal, but it will be the first down for Israel, who sets up said field goal. It is straight down the middle, though. The goal line set heading out as we're just now approaching 20 seconds. Have to run one more play as the play clock gets close to 0. It's Connor down the middle, setting up a former PAT. And with the chance to redeem himself from his halftime miss, Ryland to win the game. It is straight down the middle. And it looks like down below the Steelers did lose. We pull one game back. Now it's time to head into the second game and keep this train moving. And as mentioned, we are wasting no time, especially if you could see down below, Steelers picked up a big win, which means so do we against the Buffalo Bills, who are already a playoff team. We take the slant and we pick up the first on 4th. Now we need to finish this drive with a touchdown. Get us going early. As it's Connor down the middle, he gets stuck on his block. The running game did very well in that last game. Need a whole lot more of it, as it's still first and foremost what our offense really does well, what I think almost our team in general does the best. 3rd and 4 now, as we got 2 up top, 2 tight ends down to the bottom. Will be Pickett under center, looking to throw. Down to the bottom, he's got a Okonkwo. Big gain down to the red zone, as we just get by the 15 as well. Okonkwo got us started last game with that touchdown. Hopefully we have more of that. 1st and 10. Tight pistols, or actually not pistol at all. It's just a run right down the middle, spinning. The slow spin from Connor nearly finds the end zone. Now pistol, if you're confused as apparently I was, is when you line up in between under center as we were in shotgun. Very much under center here. 1st and goal. Connor does not get in, and yet again we get another indication that he's a bit shaken up. And this time he's going to the trainer's table. Looks like it was something to do with that knee. Israel checking back in. Looked like it should have been a touchdown the play prior, but it will be this time. Diving towards Simmons. We get on the board, end of the first drive. And now as we jump forward into the second quarter, a chance to double our advantage, as our defense started off really well, but there's also just been a lot of penalties coming in on the Bills. We find Okonkwo yet again, and another penalty is down, and it's a delay of game that was from much earlier in the game following the injury to Connor. So it keeps doing that. Madden always has its problems, and we have one here. Pickett in a foot race, and I don't think he's gonna recover. Pick 6. Could not have gone much worse since jumping in this drive. Penalty, then a tie game. But at least the boys fighting back from it. Next drive, immediately getting back to around where we were. Pickett throws over the top of everyone, which I guess is probably the safest place for it. If that was low, probably would have been picked again. But what is a game with Kenny Pickett without an interception? And hopefully just keep it at that one. As it's another throw for Pickett. Across the middle, he's trying to thread a lot of threads. I don't know. Thread a lot of windows. He just shouldn't be risking what he is. Luckily, Brenton Strange, he makes a heck of a play. We're down to the 15. Sticking with the passing game, Pickett, he looks to run. He finds a lane. He takes the contact. Does get us down to the 6, though. 2nd and 1. 2 spread either side. As we're inside the 2-minute warning as well here. Kenny Pickett, he throws late into the turf. And that'll leave us with a 3rd and 1 in which we go with an empty set. Wouldn't have imagined I would have left any of these in the playbook, but there goes Pickett to the end zone. It works for us here. He gave up the pick 6. He answers back with the scramble 6. But the Bills trying to answer, and only their 2nd offensive drive this first half. Inside the 2-minute warning, we've got a pass rush, and it's going to not be a massive loss. Carroll able to evade the rush. He throws it away. Not sure if he was out of the pocket or not. Maybe that should have been intentional grounding. Either way, wasn't called. He scrambles again. He finds his receiver to the flat, and it's a gain of 3. Bills have 1 timeout left at the 29. They got 2 spread either side. As Carroll is blitzed again, ball pops out. Someone besides the quarterback recover it. Well, we will at least force a long field goal here to close out the half as the Bills are icing their own kicker. Hopefully that works out in our favor. Now this one is a long one, about a 59-yarder. As a snap back kick is up, it's got some power, but it goes wide right. But the Bills looking to right that mistake immediately after halftime. Already driving back down the field. They're at the 30. They're going with a run with some space. They pick up 5. Into the 3rd quarter, only the 3rd possession here for the Bills. Their offense have done a decent job of it as that one is jarred free. Joey Porter Jr. Though for some reason in Madden, it's just Joey Porter. So I'm not exactly sure if Madden messed up or if he just goes by Joey Porter. I don't know. 3rd and 5. It's a fake draw. Carroll blitzed and sacked as Cansey with the big hit set up by Gross Matos. And that's now twice that we set up a 4th and long. Though can they hit the field goal this time? Yeah, they will. Good news for us as we're just now up 14-10, offense driving again, following a big play from Godwin, getting us into plus territory, our stuff, the very next play. Dexter Lawrence picks up the TFL. We'll be 2nd and 13 as we have a heavy set back down the middle. Connor, he cuts by Lawrence. We'll pick up about 5. He's at 17 carries, 58 yards, and he is not a part of the running game on 3rd down. Another empty set. Hard count, no one jumps. Kenny Pickett with a 4 rush. Downfield, he misses Connor. And this is going to be another pick. This time he catches up to it. Bills will take over. Now we're jumping ahead here into the 4th quarter as it was a forced 3 and out immediately following that pick, but still it's the Bills here with possession as they're trying to find their go-ahead score, though we also nearly got a stop. It was an interesting DPI call. Didn't really see it myself, but defense yet again needs to pick up the stop here. They're down to the 14. Turnover would be great. Field goal forced, I'd be okay with. Though I do have to state we are stuck in the simulation. So there is no way I could jump out, help the offense, make sure we're draining clock if we just force that field goal. 3rd and 3. Bills look to throw. They've got some time. Rolling. Carroll's got a couple options, and he will find one of them. Getting picked up, slammed down, it's Olave. Now I have to give our defense credit. Just 10 points given up, 7 of which was a pick 6. And this is a team with Olave and CeeDee Lamb, though the first touchdown for their offense comes by Stevenson. Now we need our offense to get things going. Now down 17-14. We already know the Steelers won this week, and Lawrence gets shucked off. Connor, he's going to turn it into a 1st down rush. One heck of a play. But as we were saying, we need the win. We know the Steelers already won. We can't go back down by 2 games this late in the season. We got to find the win here today. As Connor, good run again. He picks up 6. Already at 20 plus carries, not quite to the century mark yet. Offense hasn't been able to move that much, though they're doing well here. Honestly, Pickett has been throwing more today than what I would have particularly wanted, with us having a solid advantage earlier on in the game. 2 receivers up top, 2 down below in a tighter set. Pickett looking to throw. He goes up top. It's Israel who gets the catch. He gets the stiff arm. Another first down as we cross midfield. Under 3 minutes. 2:40 on the clock. We could take our time here, though. We do need that touchdown. I would not want to send this one into overtime, or who knows who gets the ball. I would rather just take care of business, as the Steelers did with their 42-14 win against the Broncos. Again, you can see that down below. As we are chasing them, we're chasing the end zone as well. Kenny Pickett, open receiver. Washington gets the catch. Gain of 4. And as the 2-minute warning hits, I think Kenny Pickett due for a touchdown. Though we could wait about a minute and 50 seconds for it. Okonkwo, he picks up the first down to the 21. Both teams have all of their timeouts. I'm sure the Bills will start to use them if we get around the 1-minute mark and have not scored yet. Missing the throw that time. With the DPI we were called for earlier, that one could have been as well, though. Home field advantage going to the Bills. 2nd and 10. Pickett looking to throw again. He goes down to the flat. We got Brenton Strange who picks up the first, dipping out at the 10. Now that does set up about as long of a 1st and goal as you could have at the 10. As we got a couple tight ends towards the top. Play action. Pickett gets picked, and I don't think they actually do. Mark him at the 1. Well, defense, now is a great time to get that safety. Talked about how we were due for a touchdown with Kenny Pickett. Well, we still might need to be. But a safety would be great here first, as it's a read option. He's not going to, but he doesn't. He doesn't cross the plane there. Looked like he did. It's a safety, 17-16. Joey Porter credited with getting the stop there. I don't know if that one's going to be reviewed, but for now, it's a safety. And it's not reviewed, immediately jumping to the kick thereafter. All right, well, we all know where we need to go. The 39, we got 3 timeouts a minute 13. Not exactly the process in which we wanted it to go, but we still have that chance. The game is in our hands here. Kenny Pickett, keep it in our hands, as it's almost caught by Connor, though also almost picked off. Awuzie, I believe, is the one who had the pick 6 earlier. Pickett, come on. Come through for your team here. We got 3 up top, 1 down below. Pickett going up top, missing a wide open Dotson. So 3rd and 10. You could argue it's 4 down territory here. As we got 2 up top, 1 down below. Pickett, he throws up top. He's got Washington, who does not have the first and indeed will keep the offense out there. Bunch down to the bottom, 4th and 3. It's the first down that matters the most, and we're getting it with Chig Okonkwo. Of course, we know with Ryland, it's the 39. We're not even looking at it. Honestly, we prefer the touchdown, just for insurance sake. As we swing it out, Connor, he gets the catch, flag down. He might have grabbed the face mask. Take a second look here, and indeed it will be. We'll tack on an extra 40 seconds left. It stops the clock, though we might have actually called a timeout there because we now only have 2. Swing pass up top. Connor, he's going to get at least back to the line, maybe pick up a couple. Second timeout called. We're at the 41. We're a couple of yards away from field goal range. I would honestly hope we just focus on that. It's all we need. But we throw. That should do it. Bills, I'd imagine, would start calling some timeouts here, but instead we call a timeout. I would have rather us just ran it down. This is why I typically like to jump in. Ensure that we don't have some of these shenanigans. 25 seconds left. Maybe could run one play, send out the field goal unit. as it is a Okonkwo to the end zone. We said Kenny Pickett was due. It just took one extra pick, but we take the lead in the fourth, 20 seconds left. And we will keep the offense out there, trying to go up a touchdown here. As we hand it off, Connor finds the end zone again. It's a touchdown to tie for the Bills. This team, they've got the fight in them today. We just got to clean it up here. 16 seconds left. Can't give up the touchdown. Carroll throws the pick, and that is game. Dennis seals it. We will stay one game behind the Steelers. And as we head to week 17, a chance to get level on record with them if they drop another and we continue this win streak. These have been close games, but at the end of it, the win is what matters most. And I don't want to jinx us, but this is probably the week that we need. If the Steelers lose, we win, we take first in the division. We just got to make sure we take care of business. And right now, the Chargers, they're going to give us a good run. It's a well-built team. Tua at quarterback. They got Joe Mixon at running back. And at top, we have the other big-time Buccaneers receiver. Obviously, one of them on our side. Mike Evans, we will have to cover. Luckily for us, our defense continues to put together some pretty good games. Without them, I don't think we win that last game. To a quick throw, spinning off, but not going to break away. It is a fresh set of downs as they do find Cortland Sutton. He gets the gain of 5. They're down to the 6. You got trips up top, one down to the bottom. They will go Joe Mixon, who's not going far. In fact, he's going backwards. Cansey with the TFL, dropping him at the 7. For second and goal, of which they will go spread empty. You got trips up top, 2 below. Tua. As he goes up top, he's got his target who will bring it down. And while that's bad, I don't know if you saw it at the bottom. Packers picked up the win against the Steelers. So indeed, it's a win, and we take the division. But right now, our offense hasn't done anything. It's the Chargers back in possession, back in plus territory. As Mixon, he stays up on his feet. He picks up 5. Already at 11 carries, 55 yards. Chargers have definitely been the only team doing much in this one as we are into the second quarter. Tua throws. Tight coverage. It looks like, if anything, Mike Evans was pushing on us, though we're going to get the DPI. One of those times where the offense definitely favored. I don't think there's anything else Benford could have done there. He was standing where he was when the ball was snapped. Down towards the end zone, and we've got a hole to dig out of as they go up by 14. And with this being such a big drive, we will head out with the offense. Got to make sure we get some points here as we've got our guy coming across. We find Brenton Strange up to the 40. First throw for Pickett, gain of 17. Last game, not his cleanest, but he helped us go ahead late. First and 10, we go to Connor. Down the middle, slips 1. We'll pull the second for a gain of 6. Only his second carry at 3 total yards. I can tell you how bad the first one was. Second and 4. We got tight coverage across the board here. Let's send Godwin down the field, essentially make our own stick concept as it's a single high safety. Godwin gets the step. We put it on him. It's the speed to carry him. 10-5 into the end zone. He would not be denied. It's a big answer for our offense. Now let's keep it going. And by going, how about a 3-and-out forced by the defense and a 4th and 1 for our offense? As Connor, he's going to pick up that first down by a good margin. Just needed 1. He picks up, what, around 7? Maybe that's a slight exaggeration. Actually gets marked at a gain of 5, but important nonetheless. A chance to tie this game up here with this drive as we pick up another 5 for Connor. We've got about 2.5 minutes left here in this half. Would love to go into halftime with a leveled up game. Play action for Kenny Pickett. As he goes downfield, he gets picked off. Godwin was open. The throw not where it needs to be. No one's going to catch him either. Pick 6. Well, if we're going to have a tied-up game here at half, we need 2 quick touchdowns. This is not the game that we need Kenny Pickett to fold. A chance to take charge of the division for the first time in a long time. As we've got a running back, we can't get it out to him. Kenny Pickett only 50% completion, plus with that pick 6, not a fantastic start. As we'll go back to the pass here. Just need someone to get open or Pickett will scramble. Takes a couple hits, he picks up 7. And that'll be good enough to take us to the 2-minute warning. Leaving us with a 3rd and 3, we got an RPO dialed up here. And we will keep it down the middle with Connor, who will pick up that 1st down. Now let's get back to it quickly. Honestly, at this point, doesn't quite seem like we're going for a tie game before half, but let's get it back to a touchdown game, in which I believe we might start the second half with possession. I might be wrong on that. Hopefully it is the case. As we pick up some blocks, Connor with a stiff arm, can't stay in bounds, nor picking up the 1st. Does at least make it 2nd and inches, a pretty easy inches. Honestly, it looks like a millimeter for the 1st down as we try to set up the slants. Rolling, we've got a couple different options, but they had to go that way much earlier. A little bit of a wasted play, leaving that millimeter here for 3rd. As we sit back in shotgun, we still go with Connor down the middle. He will squeeze out that 1st down. Had to get a little push to it. They stick with the 2 high safeties. Try to get a little bit of some play action on them. See if we can get some guys open downfield, evade the rush at least. Pickett, he's just going to scramble. We'll pick up that 1st, bumped out by Trammell. Or honestly, maybe it was Tranquil. Either way, it was one of those T linebacker names as we bring out every single tight end and fullback here. We'll see if the big boy can make a play downfield, or it's Kroll instead who turned. That should have been a flag. 43 with a much too late hit. Fortunately, the referee does not agree with us. Cheap shot for sure, and it's on our own home field too. You would imagine you would get that kind of call. As it's Israel down the middle, he lowers the shoulder, kept the legs moving. Not too bad for the more agile back. But those couple plays of big boy sets will let the receivers catch their breath here for a 3rd and 4. Hard count, no one jumps. As Pickett, he looks to roll. He's got Godwin downfield, who just did not quite see it. Was a little bit too far out in front, but imagine that was catchable. 4th and 4, the offense stays out. It's a hard count, no one jumps. Got a couple different stop routes over to the right-hand side, though Pickett looks to scramble instead. He will get down and will call our 1st timeout. 24 seconds left. A little bit of a gutsy call there to not take the sure points, if you could call it that, with the field goal. Sticking with the spread look. Once again, Pickett rolls, he throws away. 4 of 11. The passing windows have not quite been there today. As we got a couple different options, I do like the corners always. We'll switch concept over on the right-hand side. As Pickett steps up, yet again, he scrambles, picking up the 1st down. 2nd timeout called. It's 1st and goal at the 9. We're running out of some space here, and they're shading the coverage on the outside, so let's keep the play to the inside then. As once again, Pickett, he has to scramble. Final timeout called. We've got 8 seconds. And as we sit here, we definitely can't take a sack. It's the end zone or nothing as Dotson holds on to it. The quick slant draws us back, erasing that pick 6, and we'll head through half. And indeed, I was correct. We also get ball after half, and this drive has been all running so far. Both Connor and Israel getting things going here, though that was the first play that didn't net at least 3 yards. 2nd and 10, maybe we go to the air here. Indeed, we will. Quick slant as we find Washington. Couldn't quite keep the feet, but makes it 3rd and 2. Kenny Pickett slowly starting to fix that passing game a little bit. And by slowly, I mean very slowly. We do come out with a single back set. It's a tight look. Look for the run. Connor met by 23. 4th and 2. This time I can confirm that that is Tranquil, so not Trammell. But 4th and 2, offense staying out here again. We bring out the former guard at fullback to help lead the way, and Connor will pick up that 1st. Needing to erase our deficit here. A little bit of some play action. as we make a change. Dotson going to go on the slant. As we go with a slight roll, find the gap, we find Godwin down to the 2. Just need a couple more yards, more like 2 and about a half. As it's goal line versus goal line, Connor follows the block, and we have tied the game up here. It took an extra drive than preferred, but we still have about a quarter and a half to take that lead. And as we jump forward to the fourth quarter, we are at our own 1. Need to create some space here. Let's get some blocks. Slipping a couple. Connor not going to get by the 3rd, but there's a little bit of some breathing room. Gain of 6. And we have pretty much the entire fourth quarter here. We need some points. We're going to start running some clock as well. Put ourselves in control of this game as Connor will leave 2 more needed on 3rd. And we'll attack it from shotgun. We've got 3 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. It's read option. Kenny Pickett. He's going to pick up that first down and get down safely. We're not looking for anything fancy, just the simple plays here. As we go with a run, Connor, he gets by the safety. Tranquil slows him down, cleaned up by 43 Johnson. Very much taking our time here. We've moved the ball about 19 yards, but we've also taken off about 2 to 3 minutes. Connor down the middle, another first down. Rumbling, bumbling though. Chris Godwin, a little bit shaken up on that. Would have been a block. He heads to the sideline. At least the good news for us right now is we're not trying to pass the ball. If we get the receivers involved, it's going to be through a play like this. Jet sweep as we try to get some stretch to the outside. Washington spins off of 1. It's a gain of about 9.5. Not too often we break out a jet sweep. Just trying to keep the Chargers honest here. As it's back down the middle, Connor picking up that first down. 19 carries, 80 yards, and returning from injury, Godwin back out there. It's just a little bit of an elbow bruise as Connor has some more space this time, not picking up that stiff arm. Trucked a little too early as well. And it does put him just a handful of yards short of 100. And he'll get an opportunity here to try to find those. Down the middle, that's definitely 100. 102 on his 21st carry. And with all the time we're taking in between plays, he's able to catch his breath. Haven't had to sub him out yet. We're going to get close to the 2-minute warning here. Probably one more play as Connor cuts back down the middle. First down, bouncing off of, I believe, Hufanga. And will carry us to the 2-minute warning. The game entirely in our hands. We are inside our field goal range as Connor stretches. A good stiff arm again, though he gets picked up. He's carried forward. It's going to be a timeout for the Chargers as Bryce Hall's shaken up. But this is around the field point where they would start to call timeouts either way. Hopefully Hall is good to go later on in this one as Connor, he's stacked up for the first time today. Or at least in a good little while. 3rd and 2. Once again, we got that read option dialed up. They sit on it well. Pickett does not get the spin. And we will have to settle for the field goal here. We could risk it, try to get the first down, put this game away. But that would essentially throw away a possible chance of taking the lead as a flag comes in late. We are getting that free first down anyway. Madden smiling down on us that time, though I hope it's not just setting us up for something horrific after. Connor with space. He finds the goal line, not by much. It will be a touchdown lead rather than the field goal. Now let's just keep these shenanigans to a minimum. Late game Madden loves some drama. If we could end it like last game, all the better. As Tua rolls, he throws, he finds his target in 86, will be a gain of 7. Though they need 7 points, and they just got 1 timeout in the process here. Under a minute left, swinging it out, they've got Mixon, who does not find the sideline. Now approaching 30 seconds. Tua, he makes a check, he got trips up top. Waiting across the middle, he finds his target again, Cortland Sutton. And they'll call their final timeout there. Get a tackle or 2 inbounds. This game is over. Trips up top, Tynan at the bottom of the line. Mixon in the backfield next to Tua. 20 and counting. As Tua sits, he waits. He steps up. He knows he can't scramble, so he throws it away. 14 seconds left. They're just inside the 40. Trips up top. They got Mike Evans down below. Tua, pass rush, forces the throwaway. 10 seconds left. That's about enough time if you run quickly for 2 attempts towards the end zone. They stick with a similar look, if not the same look as they had prior. Tua, as we send the corner blitz, here comes Pinnock, and it is Pinnock as well as Givens at DT. They put a stamper on this one, and as we head to week 18, we have taken charge of the division. But it'll be a division game that could decide our playoff fate. Against the Browns, they're in plus territory here. Here comes the pass rush, though. Huntley evades. He misses his wide open target. Now this game has started extremely defensively. 3 and out following 3 and out. This has been the longest drive yet, though Huntley only 2 of 7 throwing. As he looks to air it out here, rolling again, can't see, and it gets picked off. The DT, right place, right time, Daquan Jones. Now following that, of course, we're jumping into the next drive. Let's capitalize off the big boy play. Offense, we've got some running lanes. A lead blocker, though it's the corner who comes in late that will get the tackle. It's a big game for us, so I'm pretty sure our first down of the game as well. Now on top of us winning this game to seal it, if the Steelers lose this week, that seals it as well. So as we've done every single game this episode, we'll be keeping an eye down below. A big update for us would be a term of celebration. As down the middle, they blow the whistle because, well, he got stood up. Did not hit the ground, though, so count that as a little bit of a win. 3rd and 5. We got trips up top. We got a Conco down to the bottom. Pickett looking to throw. Up top, all alone, that's Dotson. Getting us down to the 25, though. Chris Godwin shaken up again. Well, this time it looks a little bit more severe as he actually heads to the tunnel. Looked like he was holding that forearm, perhaps. We'll get an update as soon as we can. And Pittsburgh has lost. As we air it downfield, it's an overthrow. But Pittsburgh lost 21-20 against the Bears. Now, I said last season in Week 17 after we won, we should have clinched the playoffs. So I'm not going to say it's clinched until it is proven, but that should just about do it. As Kenny Pickett throws a pick, and for another time today, it's going to be a pick 6. King takes it all the way. As mentioned earlier, what is a game with Kenny Pickett without a really bad interception? Well, at least the offense driving yet again. As Connor picks up a gain of 7, we're looking for 7 to erase the deficit here. Down to the 28. We got Brandon Graham out there at fullback. 2 receivers stacked up top as Godwin has yet to return to this one. It's not looking like he probably will. The hope, at least, is that he will be available for what should be playoff football. Again, fingers crossed, knocked on wood. Madden doesn't just wreck it for us like it did last year, where we came up a touchdown shy of headed to the playoffs as the Bengals stole that one. This one once again entirely in our own hands as we got 2nd and 12. It's Pickett handing it off. Connor down the middle. He finds some space. Trying to run through the defender. He will pick up about an extra yard, leaving 3rd and 2. Though it looks like it's going to be slightly over 2. About 2.25 yards. As we will go to throw, Pickett. He's got Dotson. It's through his hands, and it's picked off. Well, we were given the interception with the DT. Brian O'Neill also shaken up. Good news is, as we jump forward, he's back out there. But yeah, haven't had anything great since we had that DT get the pick. So let's jump out here for the next offensive drive as we're inside the 2-minute warning. Need to at least find some points here in this first half. They just have one high safety over that top of the left-hand side. Dotson, he gets a step, put it out there for him, and he just couldn't quite get to it. Hale and him were fighting step for step. And this is a Browns team that has put together a really good battle each and every time we've played against them. I expect nothing less from them, but I don't expect us to keep throwing picks on plays that should not have them. Madden having fun with us here. Now, somehow, couldn't tell you how, they didn't score any points off of that. So let's continue through the rest of this second half and hopefully get some points. Now, not trying to say it's gonna happen here, but the offense has driven down to the 15 as we've got just 2 minutes left here in the third. We go the play action, Kenny Pickett, pass rush, and it's a sack. Well, I feel like every time we've watched in this game, at least with the offense, Kenny Pickett has not done very well. We got 3 tight ends out there all down to the bottom. We got Jahan Dotson up top. Kenny Pickett going across the middle. That's a Conquo. We're down to the 2, actually. I thought it was the 3. Well, we're closer to the end zone than the amount of interceptions that Pickett has. So how about that? As it's 2 spread either side. We hand it off Connor. Lead block of O'Neal. And down to about the inch line. Already 20 carries for Connor. He's at 88 yards. Need to make that about 89. And a touchdown here. Goal line versus goal line, and he slips the tackle, and we have finally scored. Hopefully that breaks the turnover curse of this game specifically. Let's add on more to it. And I accidentally hit the button too quickly, but check 2 plays from the top. Interception by Dennis. We take back over at the top of the 4th quarter, a chance to take the lead. So with a 2nd and 5, we start at the 12. 2 receivers up top. We got 1 down to the bottom in Johnson. Down the middle goes Connor following the blocks and all the way down to the 1. That one puts him over 100 on the day. Already 105. Can we get him a 2nd touchdown? 2 tight ends to the bottom. It's Connor back down the middle and stuffed at the half-yard line. Tavai meets him that time. Can he do it again as it's the goal line set? We got the big boy and Graham to lead the way. As it's a power run, diving, he beats the linebacker, and he has doubled his scoring and put us on top of this one. Trying to head into the playoffs with a positive record, though the Browns now driving, as they haven't done much either in this game. Good stop towards the top is Jefferson. This is a defense who's relying on a couple of veterans in a couple key spots to really keep the team afloat, Jefferson being one of those. As it's back down the middle, Jones, he shucks it off and will pick up a decent amount there. At least making it more manageable for 3rd. Needing just 5, bunched down to the bottom, 1 up top. Huntley looking to throw. As he spins, it's picked off. Whitehead. We will take over. This has been a sloppy game for both quarterbacks. We have a great chance to put this game away. 1 play left here before the 2-minute mark. Israel checks in. A late hit to the helmet. I don't believe that's what this flag is for. In fact, it's going to be the opposite of helpful. So instead of tacking on an extra 15 and a defensive player getting ejected, we lose 10 yards, make it 1st and 16. We hand it off Connor this time, who gets picked up. He picks up 3 in the process, leaving 2nd and 13. No more timeouts either for the Browns. As it's a stretch up top, Connor, patient running. We don't need anything flashy here. A field goal, honestly, might just go ahead and do it, as we're approaching a minute left. 2 spread either side, including a Conquo down to the bottom. We got Connor in the backfield as we let the play clock get down to 2. Pickett looking for the 1st, and he will find it. Josh Johnson picks up the 1st, make it goal to go at the 9. Having to step in for Godwin, he found the ceiling play as we will take the knees from here. We had to storm back here late in the season, and we did just that. We needed some help along the way, courtesy of the NFC North. The Packers, Lions, and Bears beat the Steelers, and that gives us the division sealing it with a 14-7 divisional win over rival Browns. And for the first time this series, not only are we headed to the playoffs, we are division champions. 9-8. Now we go and meet a very familiar team. We played the Jacksonville Jaguars at the top of this episode and we won 24-21. We know we can beat them. In the wild card round, how far can we go? Other teams that made it on the AFC side, Titans and Jets, Chargers and Bills, two teams that we also played this episode, and the number 1 seed in the Chiefs. You can see all the ones over on the right hand side. I see 2 NFC North teams, so that's always fun for me, including the Packers, who did help us get to this spot, beating our rival in the Steelers. Now, if you are new to this series, this is your first time watching one of these state or states only challenges, one, you can find a playlist that has every single one of these challenges on my channel. But it changes when we get to the playoffs. When we do, we slow down by quite a bit. We don't go through 4 games like we did in today's episode. It is 1 game per episode as to not spoil what happens in that game. But you will have the chance to have more than just the typical 2 episodes per week. This series every Tuesday and Thursday, though, you can increase that if, 1, the team gets a win in the game, and if that video gets 50 likes by the very next day, we'll post again. So where we typically have the Panthers traditional franchise, not only would you get that, you would also get the next round of the playoffs. So make sure you are ready. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right or scroll down, hit the sub button and tick that bell icon. So that way you are notified of when the state-only challenge of Maryland and Pennsylvania play their first playoff game at home versus the Jags next time, which will be on Thursday. So you have the chance for another episode on Friday, another win and another 50 likes Saturday, and it'll keep going till either we lose a game or you guys don't hit the like goal, or we finish this whole thing up with a Super Bowl win. So we will see you next time as the Marylvania state-only challenge goes to the playoffs.
College sports.